is Shaz here with another to buy or not to buy video. We're going to be talking about new makeup or makeup restocks, and I'll tell you if I'm going to pick any of these up and generally my opinion. I also encourage you to write to me in the comments below what your thoughts are on these releases. I am also going to do this eye look with Don't Be Jelly palette from Unearthly Cosmetics. Unearthly is releasing a whole lot of things. I was going to say a few things, but it's a whole lot of things, which is why I'm using this palette. If that sounds good to you, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed already. Let's go into the video. As always, I have my coffee right here. Feel free to get your coffee, tea, wine, water, juice, dinner, whatever you need. And I also have my candle. It's pumpkin donut. I love the smell of pumpkin. If this is your first time here or you're new to my channel, first of all, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe if you're enjoying these kinds of videos. Second is, you probably don't know that I love these kinds of candles, and they have come back. Now you can, I mean, spooky season hasn't started. It's still 110 degrees in Austin, but we have spooky candles, so I'm happy about that because I like these. I usually start these videos by telling you what I've purchased. Sometimes I even swatch them. And I realize I spend a lot of time in videos doing that, so I thought I should just dedicate that to a separate video because not everybody who's here to know about the new releases might be interested in knowing what I purchased. So that's going to be my plan moving forward, which then means I'm not going to talk about the stuff that I've purchased in these videos anymore or stuff that people have sent me. I'm only going to talk about new makeup or restocks or sneak peeks and things like that in these videos. And I'm going to put the content of talking about what I've purchased in a separate dedicated video. With those said, let's get started then. And beauties, there's not a whole lot, but there is some interesting stuff. And we know that Unearthly Cosmetics has sneak peeked a whole lot of things, which is why I decided to use the Don't Be Jelly palette. This is the only palette I have from Unearthly Cosmetics, and it's a beautiful palette, friends. I highly recommend it, and we're going to use it. I have used it in another to buy or not to buy as well. I've also traveled with it. Code word for anybody who's new here is that when I tell you all that I've traveled with something, and I travel a lot, that means that I have high opinions of the palette. Because if I go on a trip and only take this palette, that means I think I can make a variety of looks with it. I think I can do, you know, morning look, day look, evening look, office look, all that stuff. And I do think this palette is very versatile. I also really like the quality. Now, beauties, now that we're talking about Unearthly Cosmetics, I thought I heard online in some communities that some people were saying that Unearthly Cosmetics is third-party manufactured. It's like a white labeled product. I didn't know that, and I did not think that. Maybe I'm misremembering things, but if you know anything about this, write to me in the comments below about it because I would like to know more. Also, I just realized I am wearing spooky-ish type of nails. Maybe this is how these should be viewed because there's sort of a skeleton head over there. I love nails. I got these from TJ Maxx. Beauties, there's a lot of spooky stuff going on at TJ Maxx. Maybe we'll talk about it in a separate video just dedicated to TJ Maxx because I don't want to talk about it now. Let's continue with Painterly on my eyes. We also talk about sales in these videos, just if you're new. And Ofra is having a, I believe, 30% off sale on everything. And if you've been watching these videos, you know that I really like Ofra liquid lipsticks. If you want to buy anything from them, now is probably a good time to do that because of the sale. And realistically, I like their liquid lipsticks, as I mentioned. And if I knew that I'm going to be here at home when this arrives, I would have ordered. Like, I went on their website and I kind of marked some things that I would be interested in buying, which I don't have, like the liquid lipstick stuff. However, I might not be here when they ship them out, so I'm probably not going to order. But if you're waiting on something, now is a good time to order. Enough about Ofra. Let me tell you all about another sale, and that is Ace Beauté, friends. I believe this sale is still going on because I got this email a few hours ago, and that is that they have a 35% site-wide sale, and no code is required. And I think this is for everything. They call it the Black Business Month sale. So if you were waiting on anything from Ace Beauté, friends, now is your chance. I have a whole lot of Ace Beauté palettes. I've talked about them. I have a good number of favorites. Beauties. That palette, Paletopoly, beautiful palette. In fact, now that I mentioned, maybe I'll travel with that palette because that palette is just amazing. Beautiful palette. Yeah, if you were waiting on a sale, it's on sale right now, beauties. Juvia's Place is having 50% off on some items. Look on their website to see if there is anything on sale that you're interested in, but I think this is it. But let's talk about new makeup because that is why you guys come here. And now that we're talking about Unearthly, let's just get it started with what Unearthly has. So they have, first of all, already revealed 2 palettes that kind of look like this. So they are 12-pan palettes. Just based on the design and the color, I think these are for the spooky season. Sorcerous Smoke pre-order, it's $60 and it will ship in October. And this is the other palette from Unearthly Cosmetics. And this is called Fall Magic Remastered. That is also going to be available for pre-order. This one is $72. If I had to just guess, I would imagine this probably has more multichrome shades or something like that, which is the reason why it's more expensive. Both of these seem to have 6 mattes and 6 shimmers. Beautiful palette. Between the two, this is more up my alley, but realistically, I don't know if I want to pick either of these up. I want to begin duping these palettes or palettes that I see that I feel like are not different enough for me to actually buy. Now, this doesn't tell me if there's going to be multichromes or what kind of mattes, what kind of shimmers these are, but judging by the special shades in this palette, you're not going to be disappointed. Yeah, and as if that wasn't enough, beauties, Unearthly Cosmetics went another step further, and they also revealed to us that they're going to have a mystery box that I believe is their spooky months mystery box. It's called Devour. Let me see if I can find a photo of it for you all. The owner of Unearthly Cosmetics has a YouTube channel, and she put a video actually showing what's going to be in this mystery box. I'm going to put the video in the links in my description box, the link to the video. The name of the Halloween mystery box whole theme is Devour. Now that is a little bit more up my alley than either of these two. So I'm looking forward to see what these are. I'm excited. I am on a no-buy. We all know that. So even if there are a lot of exciting things being released, I'm gonna have to wait until probably mid-September. Now, if I travel and during my travels, I see special things unique to the location where I'm gonna be, I might do some purchases. It's gonna be not from the same budget as my makeup budget. It's going to be from a different budget. So I'm still going to be on a no buy. I'm not cheating, but said all of that to say, beauties, a whole lot of stuff coming from Unearthly Cosmetics. I am excited. I feel like we are starting the spooky season with just a bang. And now that I mentioned that I'm in the process of duping things instead of buying them, let me also mention to you that MBA Cosmetics is planning on bringing back this palette, Pumpkin Kisses and Autumn Wishes. I'm pretty sure I reviewed this in one of my to buy or not to buys last year when it came out. And beauties, this is a gorgeous palette. Do I have a date for the restock? I do. It's going to be mid-September. And this palette has 9 shades, 4 mattes, 2 duochromes, 2 shimmers, and 1 metallic shimmer. And beauties, I duped this palette with my singles already. I'm going to make a video for you all. If you want me to dupe any palette for you, write me the name of the palette in the comments below. That is something that I have just gotten very much into. And now that we're talking about duping palettes and just brands that we don't want to spend a whole lot of money on. Let's talk about Natasha Denona. Yes, beauties, they have another palette. Didn't Natasha Denona just come up with a palette? I feel like I talk a little bit too much about Natasha Denona. Or am I dreaming? But, oh well, it is what it is. People need to sell stuff, right? This palette's called I Need a Nude eyeshadow palette. And to be honest with you all beauties, this is a beautiful nude palette. Particularly that color Delilah. I feel like one of these days I'm gonna buy a Natasha Denona palette and actually try it. Of course, not a nude palette because I'm not a nude person. Now the issue I have with this palette is that it's just very cool toned. Are these nude colors correct nude colors for all skin tones? I don't think so. So to me, that is a bad representation of a name. You can't call a palette a nude palette if it can't be nude for everybody. Because this is more like, I would say, I would call this I Need a Taupe palette. That I would be able to stand by. But I Need a Nude, I don't see a whole lot of warm toned nudes in this palette. As always, beauties, this palette is $69, as it is with Natasha Denona palettes. And do I have a release date? I don't. It might already be available. Beauties, I know that a lot of even influencers in the indie space have codes nowadays with Natasha Denona. So if you're buying something, don't forget to use someone's discount code. Beauties, Unearthly Cosmetics has leaked something. There is going to be something dropped on August 21st, 6 p.m. So in a few days. No, it seems like they're going to reveal it on August 21st, so in a few days, and it's actually going to be released on the 26th at noon PST. So if you love Divina, now is your chance. I have a lot of stuff from Divina, which is part of the reason I did not buy their latest collection releases. I think if they have another sale down the road, I'm on a no buy. I have a lot of stuff I need to still make videos with and still talk about and review, but down the road later in the year when there are more sales, I'm probably going to pick a few things up. I like Divina, and I still owe all of you my swatch videos for Divina. Stay tuned for that, but it might take a little bit of time for me to do swatch videos. I'm doing some swatch videos for some other brands that are going to come up very soon, probably in the next few days. And what else am I seeing on my Instagram? A lot of kittens. You're so cute. With that said, beauties, Simply Posh has revealed to us that there's going to be something coming. They mentioned that it is going to be a palette, and they have shown us swatches of 2 of the colors in this palette. I have quite a few videos of on Simply Posh in this channel, so that is an indication that I really like this brand. And one thing I love about the brand, beauties, is that palettes are magnetic. I have become enamored with palettes that are magnetic because you can get them out, you can make your own bundle, all of that stuff. And that is something I'm planning on doing, as I mentioned. So I am excited to see what they have planned. In case I forgot to mention, this is releasing in October. Also, beauties, don't forget to use someone's code. With all of these brands, you can use someone's code. Nowadays, even Natasha Denona is giving away discount codes. So just always keep in the back of your head that you should be using someone's code. Okay, beauties, let's talk about this one because one of you all told me about this a few weeks ago and I could not find a photo of it. But this is Sumerian Sunset Palette from Unearthly Cosmetics. And it looks very beautiful, beauties. I'm way more on board with this palette than their last 2 15 pans. So the seahorse palette and the other one, the neutrally one, because I've had that neutrally one for quite a bit and I have never used it. I forget the name, but this I could get on board with. And I love Adept. I have a lot of their palettes. I'm pretty sure I'm going to purchase this. Thankfully, it's going to be released in the fall, so I will be able to Adept also allows you to use someone's code. Also, beauties, one thing I love about Adept is that pans are magnetic. I'm going to keep talking about this because if you are somebody like me who want to make your own custom made palettes, that matters a lot. It's significantly more convenient to just pull a pan out and put it in a magnetic palette to create the color story you want than to just have the whole palette on the side. Beauties, I feel like last time I did a to buy or not to buy, this palette was not fully revealed. And now it is. Forget Me Not from Blend Bunny, 16 pans, as well as 5 brushes. Now, obviously, I'm pretty sure these are sold separately. This released yesterday from the day I'm filming on the 18th. I am on a no-buy, so oops. And it is $44. The brush set is $34. I don't use face brushes, and I have a whole lot of them, and they are never used. Honestly, I should sell them or just give them away, which is part of the reason I'm probably not going to buy the brush set. And then the palette is just neutrals. And although Blend Bunny is a favorite brand, I feel like I have all of these colors in other Blend Bunny palettes. So I have every single Blend Bunny palette other than this one, and I'm pretty sure I have all of these colors in other palettes. In fact, I'm pretty sure I have all of these colors between Dollhouse and that red one that they released towards the end of last year. Yeah, I just those two probably have all of these colors. So not for me now, and probably not for me at all. Okay, beauties, let's talk about some colorful makeup. Spoiled Lips Cosmetics has released the Pinata palette, and this is already available for $26. I'm pretty sure I've talked about this brand in the past, perhaps not in a while, but definitely in the past, and I have never used this brand, but when I saw this palette show up in my feed, it made me smile because, first of all, the packaging is so cute. The child inside of me just loves that little pinata. So cute. And then it's so colorful, but not right now because I'm on a no buy. And beauties, the good thing about a no buy is that when you say not right now, chances are by the time I'm out of the no buy, this palette is old news. Nobody wants to know about it. People will forget it existed. So not now kind of means probably not going to happen. Let's talk about Alter Ego because they released Sakura eyeshadow palette with 15 delicate hues of pinks and greens, and this already released on the 17th at noon CST and is available on shopalterego.com. And I know some people who are very excited about this. I've heard great things about Alter Ego. Is this supposed to be a dupe for Natasha Denona's Retro Glam? I thought that is the case. And I like the fact that, you know, each column can be used to make a completely separate look. Now, the thing is, I purchased Mel Thompson's Retro Glam collab with Sydney Grace, so I don't think I need another Retro Glam dupe. And I like my Sydney Grace bundle. So, you know, I don't think I'm going to need this, but I can't deny the fact that the packaging, the photos, it just looks beautiful. And as I mentioned, I know people who have told me great things about the quality of Alter Ego. Okay, beauties, before I finish the video, let me take a sip and let me get started. The last eye look I did using this palette in this channel, I used the purple, so we're going to use the blues and the greens. So let's do that. I'm going to use some Morphe brushes. This is number M332, and I'm going to go into Seafoam, and this is literally just going in my crease. I was debating whether I should use a Sugar Drizzle palette today instead of the Unearthly Cosmetics palette because I love Sugar Drizzle, but then I realized I haven't purchased a new palette from Sugar Drizzle in a bit. But the reason I wanted to use them today was because they're coming up with something new. I think you all know what I'm talking about. This beauty, super colorful, very gorgeous. Has this released? This is not released. This is called Plumeria Dragon. And oh my god, the packaging, just the dragon is so cute. Palette's $40 and it is going to release Saturday, August 26th. Use someone's code beauties. So, so, so cute. I'm on a no buy, but these kinds of colors and everything is totally something that I would purchase. I do have to say though that this palette kind of reminded me of Warriors Wear Pink that I already did an eye look and a few eye looks with and a review of. In this channel, I'll tag that video also in the description box below if you're curious. Particularly the green, you know, the green kind of reminded me of that. And then it made me wonder if I need both palettes, if, you know, the fact that I already have one of the palettes, would that make me actually reach to this one? But I can't deny that neon pinky red, so, so, so cute. And yeah, I just can't get over the packaging. It's so cute. I literally just want to display that packaging here somewhere. So cute. Beauties. We already talked about some of the restocks, but let me also talk about this one, and that is that Cosmetics has restocked its shimmers. Now, this matters to someone like me because I love buying single pans. So if you are like me and you've been waiting on this, these have been restocked. And to be honest with you, the shimmers, the swatches look amazing. I don't own anything from Cosmetics, so I can't really talk about the brand from personal experience. But it is a brand that I would be curious to try, particularly when I am seeing some of these swatches, like the Universe. That swatch looks beautiful. Or Remember Me, beautiful. Sunset Blues, beautiful. Yeah, totally see myself as someone who would pick something in the future. But of course, as we know, I'm going to no buy, so not this month. Friends, let's talk about this one, Shop Edge Beauty. This keeps showing up on my feed, and the colors are just so beautiful. It grabs my attention. Yeah, so this is called Mixture Volume 2, because I've talked about Mixture Volume 1, which is part of the reason I wanted to talk about Mixture Volume 2. Mixture Volume 1, if you all remember, and I find a photo, I'll put it on the screen, was like neon colors. So the two palettes together, I think, will go amazing. This palette's going to be available on the 22nd. It says there's a new formula in this palette that's called Duo Shimmer, and it's going to have 5 of those and 7 mattes. Is Duo Shimmer different from Duochrome? I mean, are they just calling it something different to sort of sound cool? Moving on. Beauties, I have never purchased from Melt, but they are releasing 3 new waterline pencils. Did they not have eye pencils before? I don't know. These are going to be $19 each, or you can buy all 3 for $40, and they're already available. The reason it's kind of surprising to me is that, you know, black and white are the most common eyeliners, I would say. So if they are just releasing these, then that would mean they didn't have liners before. It says they're supposed to be transfer resistant for up to 10 hours. I'm now going to pick a Japonesque brush. I'm going to go into the Blue Lagoon. Beautiful, beautiful blue color. And I'm putting this in this outer edge. It has a little bit of kick up in the pan and it's a little dry, but beautiful color. Beauties, the next thing I want to talk about is the new palette from Urban Decay. This one is called Metal Mania, and honestly, I'm trying to figure out what's so revolutionary in this palette, because it's, again, 90% neutrals. This reminds me of a lot of Too Faced palettes. You know, Too Faced loves doing neutrals with maybe a gold, maybe a pink, you know, pink shimmer and a gold. Okay, great, Urban Decay. I feel like you're really overusing the word naked. I don't understand. What does naked Metal Mania mean? When Urban Decay released Naked, it was supposed to be sort of nude colors, like neutral colors. So the term naked made sense. But now it's like, what? Naked cherry, naked, I don't know, Wild West, naked, what was that, ultraviolet? It's just, yeah, I'm not getting these. It's sad though, because Urban Decay used to be a front runner in colorful makeup. A lot of you might be too young to remember this. There used to be a day when Urban Decay was just the height of colorful makeup. It was difficult to get colorful makeup, but Urban Decay had it. And I'm talking about, early 2000s. And it's kind of sad to see this. I don't have a release date for this, but it's coming soon. Now that we're talking about more mainstream older brands, let's also talk about the Balm's the Miss Nude York palette, which is a nude palette. It's $32. I don't believe I own anything or I've ever owned anything by the Balm, but I've heard great things about it. And I know, a few years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago, it was one of those brands that was frequently talked about in the online beauty community. So with that in mind, it's available if you're interested. Now that we're talking about these brands, let's also talk about Huda Beauty that is coming out with 3 Glowish Micro Mini Eyeshadow Palettes. These are literally just quads. You know what, beauties? I like the color selection. I'm way more into these than into the Sigma ones that I talked about at the last to buy or not to buy. And I have had palettes from Huda Beauty before. I haven't purchased from Huda Beauty brand, I want to say in the last year and a half, but that was just happenstance. There was nothing released that I was into. It was mostly nude stuff. But something like this, I could imagine myself get on board with. Now, not right now, because nothing in these palettes is so dramatic and different for me to say, I really want this. These are still much more mainstream and everyday colors. But if, they release a quad that is very shiny, shifty, sparkly, colorful, I could see myself pick it up. And I would love to try Huda again. These are going to be released on the 21st of August, in case I did not mention that. Okay, beauties, I'm going to use a little bit of NYX's glitter primer. From now on, my nails are just going to be spooky nails because I have a lot of spooky nails and I love spooky season. So, hey, if brands want to advertise spooky stuff this early, I don't mind wearing spooky stuff this early. Why not? I'm going to go into Brine, this beautiful seafoamy shimmer, and I'm putting it over the glitter primer. I'm now going to pick a pointy brush and go into Salty, and I'm putting this in my inner corner. This is sort of a blue color, but iridescent. Okay, I'm gonna pick the darkest blue again and just blend this edge. The dark blue is a little patchy. I have not done a review of this palette in this channel, but keep that in mind. This dark blue is a little patchy and I think you might be able to even see it has a lot of kick up. I'm not the happiest with the dark blue, but I would like to use it separately on a tacky base and develop a separate opinion. Let me go back and tell you about the next release I want to talk about, and that is another release, beauties, from Adept, but this is going to be, I'm guessing, something for the face just based on the pans. This one is called Rainbow Raider, and it says sister to Ketracel White. This is going to be releasing soon. I'm excited, Adept, to see what you have coming up. Last week we talked about Nomad, and now they have released a little more. I continue to stay with what I mentioned weeks and weeks ago, Headless Horseman. I think that's sort of the theme of this. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Looking forward to see what destination they're revealing. The guessing game will begin in 2 days on Monday, August 21st. Destination will be revealed August 25th. Color story will be revealed on the 26th, and the launch will happen on the 29th at 12 a.m. EST. I think this is wrong. 12 a.m. means midnight. I think what they meant was 12 p.m. You can also use someone's code, beauties, with Nomad. I've had hit or misses with Nomad. I've mentioned this in the past. I even have a few Nomad reviews in this channel. I'll tag all of them in the description box below. My last opinion of their last palette, the Royal Europe, was pretty positive. Actually, that wasn't their last palette. They're releasing a palette every month, so yeah, a few palettes ago I had a good opinion, so maybe they have upped their game. I'm curious to see what they have, and I would be open to purchasing something if the storyline looks nice. Let's also talk about this one. This is a collab between Trevor Barrett and Dose of Colors. When I saw this palette, I was intrigued because this palette has a very cohesive color story. You know, you have the neutrals and you can do a fully matched neutral look, but then you have a few colors that look like, pretty much all of them look kind of duochrome or special. I feel like some of them can be used on top of the darker colors for a different effect. So I was intrigued. The issue with these kinds of photos, though, is that these photos, all of these photos, are so computerized that you're not going to know what this is really going to swatch. Like that image of the palette itself, that's not a real palette. Those pans, they have been modified. I'm curious to see what this looks like. I've never used Dose of Colors, but there used to be a day 7 or 8 years ago when Dose of Colors was where it's at, and it was like one of the top-notch brands at Ulta. So I'm curious. Historically, they've only released neutral things, which is the reason why I never bought anything from them. This is going to be released on the 23rd at noon CST. Beauty's Carla Cosmetics, which is not really a brand I talk about very frequently. It seems like they have something called sort of an opal shadow potion sort of collection. And it is essentially something similar, I would say, to Colourpop's Jelly Much. But they look a lot more funkier and multichromy and shifty. They have revealed a few colors. It seems like they're releasing a few new colors to this collection. One of them is this one, Candlelight, which is nice. I am curious to see how these things perform. Again, not to go out there and buy Carla Cosmetics right now, but it is a brand that I've started paying attention to. I've started looking at the releases because it's a brand I never paid attention to before. They also have revealed this one, Cozy. Again, this looks like a multichrome. Have any of you used any of these? I also don't have a price, but I'm sure I can find it on their website. Now that we're talking about this, let's also talk about Revolution Beauty, friends. Makeup Revolution is having this release. This is Reloaded Dimension eyeshadow palette. I'm not sure if the name of each of this is different. They're each $8 and it seems like they're already available. Beauties, I was wondering about Revolution Beauty, then I purchased their collab with Finding Nemo and I was so excited about it. Did not have the best of experience with the quality of that shadow. Suffice to say that it didn't work on me. Now, I absolutely recognize that something might not work on me, but might work amazingly on someone else. So just because it didn't work on me, honestly, it doesn't mean anything. But because I didn't have the best of experience there, I'm probably not going to buy anything from Revolution. Like, it would, when I have a bad experience with a brand, it takes me a long time and a lot of research to buy something, and probably swatching, testing, stuff like that. So not for me, but I am excited about the fact that they're releasing colorful things because that's my realm. Also, we talk a lot about nails and new nail colors and lacquers and things like that. So let me talk about Holo Taco as well. This is a brand I kind of look at from afar because they have released this collection Down to Earth, which are more earthy colors, and honestly, for the fall, this looks amazing. The one that I'm so eyeing, can you guess which one? Is the black one with the glitter particles in it. That one is just amazingly gorgeous. If it looks like that, I want it. I also love the green, not the grass green, but the sort of a limey type of green, because that is, what do you call that? Grungier green, grungy lime green. Yeah, because it's not fully lime, it's more grungy fall lime green. I don't have a price. I'm also not 100% sure if these have released already, but I'm pretty sure they will be releasing if you are interested. Beauties, we've talked a lot about Glaminatrix. everywhere. In fact, we all know it's one of my favorite brands, and I have quite a few reviews and videos swatching and just talking about their products. And now they are releasing, or they have revealed, glimmers, and they look to me like extreme metallic shades. These come in single pans. I have done a review of these holochromes from Glaminatrix, so they come in more or less a similar kind of a pan where it's just single colors. They're going to be launching with 6 colors: kitten, mink, panda, lion, bear, and fox. They look extremely shimmery. Frankly, to me, just judging by the photos, it looks like they are metallic flakies, but maybe they're not as flaky as flakies. I used flaky just too many times in that sentence. But anyway, with these, obviously, beauties, well, if you didn't know, you can use someone's code, so don't forget to do that. I am super excited about these. I already have an open order with Glaminatrix. It's one of my favorite brands. I have purchased the Sugar and Spice palette. I'm looking forward to receiving that. So we are going to be talking about it as soon as I do. Also, beauties, remember that if you already purchased the Sugar and Spice palette and you want to add one of these colors or maybe a few of them to that order, you can do that. You can just have to email them. And I've had amazing experience with Glaminatrix, asking them to hold my orders. One time I was traveling, I told them to hold an order and mail it out later, and they did that. Yeah, I've had great experience with Glaminatrix in that sense. Okay, beauties, this is going to be the last item I'm going to talk about. It seems like Clarity Cosmetics is bringing back its Melanin Chronicles palette, and it's going to be available in a travel-friendly size, so a smaller size than the original. I'm not familiar with this palette, but I'm looking at the swatches and they look gorgeous and they look pretty fall-friendly. So if you've been waiting on buying this palette, check their website periodically. And this news was announced yesterday, so it says it's coming soon. Great. So with that said, beauties, let me quickly tell you that I put a little bit of this Ultra Blotted lip from Colourpop in the color Kitten, which is sort of a nice pink on my lips. I figured it goes with the earrings, it goes with my complexion, and sort of with the blue color because it is cool toned. Thank you, beauties, for being here with me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to tell me what your thoughts are on these releases. Is there any release you're excited about that I forgot to mention? It happens all the time, so please remind me of that as well. Thanks again. I love you all. Have an amazing day, and until next time. Bye.